and welcome to Board Game Batcave. Well, this week we are reviewing Colt Express by Ludonot, and fun game. So we're going to jump right in. Well, let's introduce ourselves first. So I am the Board Game Black Belt.
Hey everybody, I'm Mike, also known as the OGG.
I am Gilmer, also known as the Big Gil or Gil 2, whatever you want.
Never heard you called that once.
Yeah.
Well, he has lots of personalities.
It's my head.
All right, so this week we're going to review it based on our 4 categories of components, theme, gameplay, and replayability. And what better place to start than right here with the Big Gil and components. Are you really a Big Gil?
Components. This game is one of those games where it's, what's the shoot 'em up game with foam guns?
Cash and guns.
Cash and guns.
The one with the cash and the guns?
Yeah, it's confusing like that. This game, the component was, you've got cards, you've got a little place mat for yourself or whatever, but they give you a punch-out train in good, heavy, thick card stock and everything. And you were saying you saw this and you thought, oh, what a bunch of BS.
Yep.
But whenever you see it in play, there's no other way they could have done this cool like this and everything. Yeah. It makes the game, you know, and it's like the foam games or something. You see this and you think, that's neat, never seen it before, and it works really cool. And I can't think of a better way they could have done it. And pretty awesome. Especially, I think younger kids would dig the component of it, you know. So, component-wise, I'm going to go right in. It's also a nice cartoony kind of look. It's not real gritty or realistic. Sometimes I don't like the cartoony looks of components or whatever. If the artwork doesn't match the game, this fits well. So, component-wise, I'm going to rank it high. I think this is about a nice 9, you know. It was a well-done, cool idea. I wouldn't have came up with it if I was trying to create a game like this. Glad they did, though.
Yeah.
I think the components are what makes this game. I think it's actually what sets it apart, and it revolves around the components.
Yeah.
They give you a lot of filler components, too, like cactus to lay out in the desert to make it feel like you're in the desert, but that's not even really necessary. I think they just filled up the cardboard with that.
Yeah.
The train, though, is a 3-dimensional little steam train. Looks like a steam train that you can hook together. And the whole bit. So it's
got upper and lower, so you can run across the top of the train or go from car to car.
I think they should have added a caboose, but that may have been a little bit extra on the components.
You know what though? It's just.
But it's still very impressive and a neat idea. And the components are what pushes this game. So components are going to be really high for me. I dig the artwork too. I like it a lot, and I'm going to go for 9.5 because I think it's all rest on this.
Yeah, this is one of the rare games for me where the components really did make a big difference. And when I had to admit I had a bad case of judging this by, judging the book by the cover, I just walked by a table where some people were playing it, and it did its job as far as the components. It definitely caught my eye and it drew me to it. I wondered, what's going on over there. But then I see this little train, and I thought, oh, this is some little kiddie game or something like that, and I just that's right.
Yeah.
So I just completely wrote it off. But then when I got to play it, that really is the only way that they could do this, and it works out really great. And it ends up. It took something that I originally rolled my eyes at, and in the end said, wow, that's genius. I really like it, and it's sturdy enough, and the box is made so that once you put the train together, then each car has its own little compartment. You don't have to break it down each time, so it's nicely done there and everything. So this game is about the components, and they knew that, and they did a good job of making good quality components that work perfectly for the way the game plays. And I also think it needs to get a really high rating for all those reasons. And I'm going to come in at 9.5 also. Just too hard to give anything a 10, but it's right there.
Before we go any further, I'm going to bump mine up to 9.5.
Whoa.
Because I think this is going to be the most important, in my opinion, facet of this game.
Yeah.
You're right, the components make this, and they were really cool, and I hadn't seen that done before, so I'm going to go 9.5.
Nice.
This is maybe a little aside, but I've actually put together 2 trains from 2 different sets. So my brother's set, he just like, here, you put this together. And so I put that one together with my first experience, and it went smooth. Like none of the pieces bent. They all fit just right and whatever. And so when I got mine, I opened it up and put it together, and everything bent. I don't know. It's like crack. Oh, it won't fit exactly right. And so if I would have done only mine, I would have said they were like cheap components. But I think it was just I got a dud or something. So they lucked out from the fact that I had done one previously that was easy, and so I know that it wasn't all of them like that.
Yeah.
But they're pretty easy to follow instructions, and once you get it down, you can snap all them things together.
Well, and to tell you the truth, you may have to baby the pieces in the beginning to get them all in place. But one thing you've brought up is the components. You know, like a train car may be a couple inches tall, about 3 inches long or whatever. The box is made where you don't have to break these components down. Once you put the train together, you store it in the box in its assembled form. Yeah. And it's got little compartments in the box for it. So if you've got a lot of little bitty filing or a little finagling to get everything in place at the beginning, well, it's going to stay that way through the yeah.
And I don't think they didn't even recommend gluing them or anything. They fit tight enough.
Yeah, it's like interlocking, not quite like a puzzle piece, but slotted. You know,
it's actually like those 3-dimensional puzzles you see at Barnes and Noble or whatever. They kind of fit together in those log cabin like deal. All right, so let's go to theme and see what you think about that.
It's It's a game where you're playing bank robbers or train robbers, and you're running across the tops of the train or going from car to car, trying not to get shot or the loot punched out of your hand by other players, and also trying to avoid the marshal. All the while trying to pick up as much loot as you can, empty your 6-gun. You get bonuses. He partially won last game because he shot all 6 of his bullets.
Yeah, I did.
And the more you shoot people, the more bullets they get. It goes into a deck that you're going to pull cards from. And if you get shot quite a bit, well, some of your actions may be taken up by bullet cards. You'll see whenever you play the game. I'm probably not explaining it as well as I could. But it is a cool theme, one I've probably not seen before. I can't think of any other train robbing games off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, other stuff involving, crooks or stealing money or whatever. But this was, it's really neat. I dug the theme, and it's definitely not been done to death like a bunch of other stuff. So actually, theme, it's creative, original. I haven't seen it before. I'm going to go look at 8.5 on the theme, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cowboys, old wests, train robbing. It's one I like a lot, and the cartoony way they did it, it's not too serious about shooting other people all the time, and so every character has its own little special ability, which kind of gives it individuality, and I really like it. The theme stands out amongst the crowd, especially when you see the train with it. And you already know what it's about because you've got these characters standing all around the train. You pretty much know where you're going from there. So the theme is one I enjoy, and is one I think a lot of people enjoy, and especially put together with a 3-dimensional train, it really brings out the theme.
Yeah. So
they need to add something about falling off the train onto it. But anyway, it's still a good. I'm going to give it 8.5 also.
Nice. Yeah, this is a theme that it's not really done to death, but there's a lot of stuff out there. There's some Western stuff out there. There's a lot of train stuff out there, but there's nothing, as Gilmer down there said, about robbing the train necessarily.
Gilbrowski.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I think it's really creative. And again, it was, when I first just saw it set up on a table, I completely dismissed it. I didn't give it the time to see what they had done and the creativity that they came up with to use a train as an actual board game, or as the actual game board, to move your players around and to create all the action that goes along with that and everything. So I was really taken by the way they took a kind of a common theme, but took it in a direction that I have not seen done before. So I liked it. that's this is one of the themes I'm always big on. Anyways, give me pirates or give me Wild West, and I like it. So
or zombies.
yeah, that's not as much, not so much there. But yeah, so I liked it a lot, and I thought it was really creative, and then not only just creative, but well done. The gameplay worked out really well. So for the theme itself, give it a 9, and rolls right into the gameplay.
Gameplay, it's a quick game. There's no learning curve. The age for this is like 10 and up.
10,
It's
yeah.
pretty close to what you think. And I think that's just about right. I think especially, Emma, your daughter is younger than 10.
She's 8.
She's 8. I think she could probably play this game.
She could.
So kids that play games and pick that stuff up pretty quickly and everything, that's going to be about the right age for it and everything. It reminded me, the gameplay itself fits real well with the theme. Everything you would picture a bandit doing on a train, running across the train, punching somebody or shooting, trying to evade the marshal and stuff like that, and trying to grab as much loot as you can, Everything is done fairly, and it's all card driven.
Yeah.
So you're going to take turns, but like you'll play one card at a time in a stack. And then you'll go around and have your 4 turns on a stack, and then you flip them over one at a time. It's like a little story or whatever. You're doing page by page by page, Yeah. I may punch on my turn, and then Chris may run to another train. You may have the marshal move or shoot or something like that. It is, it's quick-paced, and it's fun, and it's fairly simple. Like I said, no learning curve. I really enjoy the gameplay of this game. Matter of fact, I don't have any complaints at all about anything so far of it. I'm going to go 8. Nothing groundbreaking, but cool, done well.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's a programming game where you're laying out your moves and then you act out the whole thing at once. But the twist to it, I guess, is that there are tunnels on the track, and so every once in a while you'll go through a tunnel and you lay down your move without anyone being able to see what you're doing. So it kind of puts that element of surprise in there whenever you swing to punch and you find out that person's already left. And so it takes the programming thing and it really adds it into 3 dimensions. You can go up and down now and side to side rather than like Robo Rally where you just move along the track this way. This way you can go up and down now. And you can do actions other than that, like shooting and punching and robbing and moving the marshal. So it's like programming to the max there. You've got all the little extra options thrown in, and with a 3-dimensional 3Y space there, you've got, I'm going to go 9. It's just fun. I actually forget about robbing a lot of times because I'm having so much fun shooting people or trying to time it where I can punch them when they're in my same car that I sometimes forget to rob. But it's a I don't even mind losing this game. It's fun just getting your brain punching him out.
Yeah, this game is surprising me all the way around. Every time, it brought out something new every time. And when it came to the gameplay, again, I was really impressed. It's the idea of laying it out and then revealing it in a story, and it really does unfold very
Thematically?
Yeah, thematically. It really does feel like you're watching the action take place. It's really well done. And then, of course, as Chris mentioned, occasionally some of your moves are going to be in the dark, and so that does throw that element of surprise in there, which can really mess up somebody else's plans. It really, I think it played out for such a simple idea and for seemingly being able to see where everybody is and what they're doing. But just a little bit of one little twist here or there changes things up a lot, and I enjoyed it. I really, I thought this game was about the components, and they did a great job with that. I thought it was a unique idea and well done, and then to be able to play it and have it play so smoothly and play to fit with the theme so well. I thought it was spectacular. I thought they really, really did a good job on this game. This kind of came out of nowhere for me, and it's a fairly newish game,
maybe
year and a half.
2013.
So I kind of expect to see this maybe keep moving up the rankings a little bit. Gameplay for me on this was really strong again, as the rest of it has been also. So I'm going to give it a 9 for gameplay.
911
Well
or
done.
912?
We'll give it just
925. Dolly Parton. 925.
Let's stick at 9. Let's not get crazy. So it's 9 for gameplay.
All right, replayability.
Gosh, this is one of those games where, and it's so quick that it's a good speed game if you don't have a lot of time or whatever, and especially because it's easy to teach and easy to learn. But on top of all that being a game where you could use it to fill in time, during something else or whatever, or if you don't have a lot of time, it's fun to play.
Yeah.
Which makes it, love letters is cool, and other stuff like that. Quick games are quick games, and you got to appreciate for what they are. But a quick game that is fun, that is got a cool concept and neat stuff going or whatever, that's even better. That's just icing on top. Replayability on this, I'm going to go 9 on this,
Well, just to give you an idea, I say if I get 7 plays out of a game, I've gotten my money worth in a lifetime playing it 7 times. I've played this game 4 or 5 times since Thanksgiving, which was just a month ago. So, and I have no doubt we'll play it more. So I'm thinking definitely gonna get my money's worth out of this game, especially because the expansion's coming out with the Stagecoach. I have to try that. So I also replayability. I'm always willing to pull this out because it's, especially if the person's not seen it before, because it's a shock. Like, ooh, this is kind of neat. And it's going to be a 9 for me as well.
And being a game where if you've got kids that you can teach them how to play this, I think they'll enjoy it too. And I would think, I don't have any kids myself or anything, but if you've got a game that you can teach your kids to play that they would enjoy, that you would enjoy playing also, that's a plus in my book. You could be playing Candyland, or you could be playing something like this.
Right.
And this man pulls no punches. He will try to bury his 8-year-old. Just no prisoners whatsoever.
And for that reason, she can beat me now.
That's
in love
right.
letters.
Yeah, she's a shark.
She can beat me.
But I think this is a game that kids can play, and it's also adults would enjoy also. So, and I would think replayability on that would be fairly high because you're going to play a lot of games with kids.
And kids never get tired of games.
No.
Like, I get tired of just playing something after the 3rd time. You're like, there's something else we can play.
Yeah.
No matter how much I like it. But she's like, let's play again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I give it a 9.
Cool.
Yeah, this is strong, and I agree. One of the points I was going to make is that one of the reasons I think this game will get a lot of replays is you want to bring new people into this game. You want to show this game off. This is so unique and well done, and it's a great idea. It's going to pull the casual gamer in just because it's fun and it's kind of a neat little story to watch unfold. It's going to pull in your serious gamers just because the gameplay is so smooth and works out so well and everything. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it again for sure. So far, I've played it with smaller group. I'd like to play it with the maximum players and see how much that changes it. I think that would add. I think that would change a whole lot more to it. A lot more shooting probably going on with
it's hard to distract
so many more people. Yeah. So I think that just adds to the replayability to me. If it's a little bit different game with a smaller group and a different game with a big group, that's a good thing in my opinion. So I keep. The scores keep coming out really high on this game, but I think it earned it. I think it's deserving of it, and replayability on this one's a 9 for me also.
Wow.
This was
it's a high score game for all of us. All of us like it.
This is an eye-opener.
Pretty rare whenever all 3 of us agree on so many.
On all the components.
Going into this review, before we started talking about it, I didn't know some of these are going to be so high, in my opinion.
Yeah, right.
But the more we talked about that, I think, that is pretty clever and everything.
It really is, yeah. It's well done.
Good game.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to put the average of our scores right here, and that includes Jared's updated score. And
Peer pressure does work.
I think you can tell by if you've listened to the whole thing about whether we really like this game, and so we should go out and try to pick yourself up a copy.
Yeah.
And then next week we'll review another game that you're probably going to like or not like.
It'll probably be one of those.
One of those two.
Bye.
See you later.